What's up, everybody? How's it going? What's new? What's cracking? Haven't talked to y'all in a while. Haven't done an episode in a minute because honestly, there really hasn't been anyone to talk to. I know it sounds a little silly, but we've been busy. Shit's been going on. We gotta find a new crib, new spot to live, but it is what it is. New jobs are going good, old jobs are going good. Everyone's been alright on my end. I hope the same's been good with you. I got to meet a legend, which was kind of cool. I got to meet Joe Budden, like, a week ago. That was pretty badass, actually. That dude's big. He's a fucking tall gentleman, that's for sure. His bodyguards were fucking huge, too, but he came to Chicago and did a live podcast. It's pretty neat. So, that happened in my world. What else? Avengers Endgame, but I mean, we haven't even talked about Us yet, so I'm not just gonna start spitting off fucking movies I've seen. But you all fucking... I know you all have seen it because they've been breaking records left and right. And honestly, I really kind of wish that they would already topple Titanic or Avatar. They beat the shit out of Titanic. Avatar, I really... Cause fuck James Cameron. Honestly, like... Fuck that whole thing. But at the same time, good for the chick who plays Gamora, whose name escapes me at the moment, because she was in both fucking movies. Two of the biggest budget, or not biggest budget, but the biggest, highest, income for a flick? Highest fucking profit? Which they never fucking see. No one ever fucking sees it. But I bet Disney's fucking accountant sees it. Ooh, Disney's got him by the fucking nuts. Also, just finally got to see the Toy Story 4 trailer. Also got to see the It 2 trailer. Everything's looking fucking tight for the summer, if you ask me. But, you know, we're gonna fucking be about it regardless. New in gaming, I picked up 3 of the old Grand Theft Auto games not long ago, a couple days ago. And I was going through the summer sale or the spring sale on PlayStation, and all of a sudden there it was, ba-boom. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. They wanted $14 for it. Scroll down two clicks. They hide it from you. You got to keep going down, head south, and you'll see that they have the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Collection for $17. So I mean, $3 more, and you got 3 fucking classic games, hundreds of hours of gameplay, and it's a beautiful time. Right now, I kicked the shit out of Grand Theft Auto 3. But I'm not gonna lie, it was tough. It was tough because those controls are just fucking horrendous. They're disgusting, but it was good stuff. Real good stuff. Now I'm in Vice City. I finally got Diaz's house for all of you Vice City players. I can go across all the bridges left and right. I'm fucking street legal when it comes to it. I remember all of my cheat codes. R1, R2, L1, R2, right down, left up, right down, down, down. Because you want that weapons 3-pack. It's got the cool revolver, the old school shooter. You got to shoot with both hands. It's a great fucking gun. Man, I'll tell you what, I seem to be a pretty left-leaning person, but when I play Grand Theft Auto, I'm a fucking nightmare. I play Grand Theft Auto, and you would think people were planning to go back in time to kill me, because I make Thanos look like Mickey Mouse. He was so easy. Like, I drive on the sidewalk. I just drive on the sidewalk, pop, 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 just fucking hitting everything on the whole way. In real life, I'm so pleasant. I'm fucking humble to the core, but in Grand Theft Auto, I'll mercy kill you just for fucking crossing the street when it said walk. It's such a fun game. But I played that when I was a child. I played that when I was real young. I was like, I don't know, 13 maybe? Less than that had to be. When did that game come out? When did Grand Theft Auto 3 come out? Because I never played 1 or 2. That was out of my jurisdiction. But Grand Theft Auto for PS2 was my shit. When did the PS2 come out? PS2 wasn't that long ago, right? 2000. Wow, came out in 2000. Almost 20 years old. Fucking A. Let's see here. PS2. GTA Vice City. October 27th, 2002. 90s. So I was 10. Oh my God. Makes sense. I mean, I didn't go crazy. like I said, I was a pretty humble guy growing up. Everything's kind of chill in my world, so I guess the video games didn't affect me too much. But as soon as I got my hands on it again, y'all, it was fucking over. I saw that load screen where it's just the pictures, and when I was a kid, those load screens were either going to work or they weren't, you know? And a lot of times they weren't because my discs were scratched to shit. We didn't take care of nothing. But at the same time, didn't cost us anything because all of our cousins got sick of their old shit, or they would sell it to us for around the price of like a GameStop game if they didn't want their parents to know that they went and bought it, or they had someone buy it for them. Everyone was after that game. It was like Harry Potter books. They were trying to burn them in the streets. I remember, though, when I worked at GameStop, when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, and I had to watch while grandparents bought their like 7-year-olds Grand Theft Auto 5, and legally we had to tell them like, yo, this game is gonna fuck that child's life up. And what blew my mind is people didn't give a fuck. People didn't care at all. Like, not a single fuck was given in that store. They paid their $65. They gave the kid the game. They drove home, and then they probably went to fucking singles night at the Eagles Club or something, and just left the kid by themselves. And there's titties galore in that game. There's blood. And in the old school games, the blood wasn't that bad, but it was definitely fucking crazy to see like a little puddle. Now I got that, like I said, that cheat code that cheat code's for guns that you don't get until you've already completed everything in that game. So the Volume 3 pack is the way to go because that's the big shit. And these guns make more blood splatter. That's what I've noticed. Compared to the guns you get when you first start the game, you get like a little Glock or something, pop, pop, and then all of a sudden, there's just a little red puddle. But then you get these fucking MK97 fucking ripoffs that they had to make for the game because they can't just tell you what it is, but you know what it is. You've seen movies. You've played Metal Gear, and Metal Gear didn't give a fuck. They just gave you the name. Excuse me, a little burp came up there. I was just getting into it so deep. Anyways, yeah, I would have to fight old people and tell them all of these horrendous things that the Grand Theft Auto games allowed their kids to do. And don't get me wrong, I had a fucking blast doing it. There was a time where this old bitch used to come in all the fucking time, get her grandkid whatever they wanted, and the grandkid was just a spoiled little prick. Spoiled little prick, but you know what? Granny got you, so it's totally fine. Excuse me, she would come in, drop her $60, return the game within 7 days, and knock out all the new games for like the last 2 months, and that was her scheme. She'd buy a pre-owned game, work her way through it, and get this kid every game from the top shelf to the bottom shelf, off of paying $50. Honestly, she was smart, and everything was cool, but when it came down to it, I think she just caught me on a day where I just had to ask her, like, you really don't give a fuck, do you? And she just looked at me, and she said, I really don't. And I respected the shit out of that. After that, me and that old lady were cool. For the longest time, I kind of hated her because she was pulling the long con. Because I had a bunch of people who used to come into the video store I worked at when I was younger, and they would always try to return a movie just because they didn't like it. Fuck you. You can't do that. You can't go home, watch the movie, come back, and say it was a shit movie and I should give you a different movie or you should get your money back. I didn't fucking... Unless you bought the one with my suggestion underneath of it, I'd be cool about that. But you never did, because my suggestions were fucking lit. Like Green Street Hooligans? Are you kidding me? When's the last time you saw that movie? That was my number one pick for fucking ever. Charlie Hunnam, fucking Elijah Wood, Street Hooligans, great fucking movie. Mortal Kombat? Yeah, I'm gonna suggest it. Why? Because fuck, it's Mortal Kombat. Watch the shit. It's dope. Dope on a rope. Anyways, so yeah, I went to C2E2 a while ago, and since I haven't fucking sat down with anybody to talk or just kind of like spewed out my my thoughts, I figured I would save that one for a little highlights, for a little sideshow. It's nothing really too planned, but I run into a few different people, talk to them about their experience. It's a lot of me telling you about the different factions of characters from fictional work that I see as I'm walking around. Don't get me wrong, I don't really describe a lot of stuff in this, but I do say, hey, I seen this, I seen this, I seen this, I seen that, and you just fucking make believe, pretend. Close your eyes and roll with it. Talk to a few people along the way, and bada bing, bada boom, quick episode. We're in, we're out. You're pregnant. Just kidding. Alright guys, enjoy my little trip as I walk around C2E2. Here we go. New episode of Hi and Hello starts in 3, 2, 1. Alright, we are officially here. We are at C2E2. And first, straight out the gate, the fucking bag line is a con. Because you can easily go through the non-bag line with a bag and just fucking get right through. There's a doggy! Oh shit, there's a doggy. It's a cop doggy, so you can't pet it. Cop dogs are like the best dogs to pet too. That's what sucks the most.
I am in security. Chris and Jasir are...
Man, one of the things that's crazy about this place is there's so many characters you don't even know who the fuck they're supposed to be half the time. This dude's just walking around with a giant fucking bread toast head. It's amazing. Alright, we're gonna go around, we're gonna talk to some people, we're gonna see what we can find.
I probably got 10 minutes.
Still here in line, and I'm not gonna lie, there's probably enough people here to build a human bridge to cross the lake. Like, I'm really thinking about it right now, and there's probably enough people here to build like a really nice bridge across the lake. I don't know how some of the children are gonna withstand as foundation, but like we can work around it. They can be guardrails. 25 minutes just for a lady to look at an open bag and say, cool. 25 fucking minutes. I mean, hey, it's keeping us safe, but Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. This place is fucking huge, man. It probably took like 30, 40 people like 5 years to build this motherfucker. Easily. Boy, oh boy, I got no idea how this audio is going to come out sounding, but man, am I in heaven. It's amazing. Where else are you going to see the X-Men, the Avengers, the Scooby-Doo gang, fucking the Rugrats, and who else here? Guardians of the Galaxy. You got fucking Archer. You got old Power Rangers. You got new Power Rangers. You got the Dino ones. There's Jays. There's Silent Bobs. There's fucking bunnies. There's just bunny people. It's fan-fucking-tastic. Everyone said, this guy's got a giant fucking Kingdom Hearts key. It's impossible to not be in somebody's picture. That's one thing that I'm noticing. There's just people taking pictures left and right. And if you get caught in a crowd of people, you are gone. You're fucking gone. You're gonna get swept away with the current. End up buying a fucking lightsaber you don't need. Oh wow, the fucking money that people have to spend on this shit is fucking outstanding. It's outrageous. There's just a bunch of people playing video games, selling comics. My oh fucking my. Let's see what we can get into. When it comes to selling at cons, people are real fucking chill on Friday. Saturday, it starts to pick up business because there's just more people here. It's easier to get a Saturday off than a full time. One moment. I feel super bad. I totally just recognized somebody's artwork and stopped to tell them like, oh, I've seen your work and I'm a fan. And then I had that awkward pause where I was like, but I'm not going to buy anything from you. Oh man, you gotta have a fucking strong back. There's a grown man dressed as the little boy from Up with the patches and all. What a fucking magnificent place. I gotta go the other way. I just realized that I was walking the complete and opposite wrong direction. Giant cardboard or construction wings. Yeah, not construction. Giant cardboard wings makes so much more sense when you're just at your apartment and nobody's around. When there's fucking 10,000 people trying to walk down a 6-foot walkway and you have 7-foot wings, go fuck yourself. Oh, snap, everybody. We just ran into the first person we know. I am here with my buddy from hometown, Daryl from Whoopsie Gaming on Twitch, correct?
AKA Whoopsie Gaming, yeah. My name is Whoopsie, yes.
Whoopsie? Dude, that's a cool name, man. How long did it take you to come up with that one?
I mean, I've had the gamer tag. I've had it since I was on Xbox. Actually, on PlayStation 2. I used to play a game a lot of people don't know. I'm a little bit ashamed because it's kind of like one of your closet things that, you know, you kind of played back when you were a kid. And it's just, I don't know. So I used to play EverQuest Online Adventures, and it was for PlayStation 2.
Oh, yeah.
And EverQuest has a cult following. There's about 1,000 of us on Facebook that still keep in touch and things like that. And we're waiting for it to come back. And well, I don't think it's going to happen ever, but I'm hopeful. Don't get me wrong. But so I came up with that name on EverQuest, actually. I was a monk. That was my main. And I was like, what sounds pretty badass that's going to be intimidating to people? What's going to get my point across with my name? I'm like, I know. I'm going to whoop you. I'm going to whoop your ass type thing, you know? So that's why I kind of just slang it together, so whoops you.
I love it. The first time I seen it too, I read it twice and I was like, oh, that's so clever. That's so clever. So how long have you been doing your Twitch channel?
I've been doing it for about a year now. I'm finally starting to see some growth from it. You know, people are starting to try, come to my channel and things like that, and I'm actually really enjoying it now. There's a few things I need to work on still, and it's a learning process every single day. I mean, as you can see probably from your podcast, it's a lot of just technical difficulties sometimes that you have, or the networking that goes into it. But I'm having a lot of fun doing it. It's a fun hobby.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, right now, what games have you been playing?
I play a lot of first-person shooters in general. I really haven't found an MMO that I really like yet, but a lot of games I'm playing right now is like Fortnite or Apex. I want to go back through and actually play BioShock, and Borderlands is my all-time favorite game. So I'm stoked to see if they're going to release the content for Borderlands 3 yet, but we're all just kind of hanging on to our coattails here to see if they actually are going to release it, but I think they are, so hopefully they will.
Crossing our fingers on it. This is awesome. I've never been like a sports commentator, but you're tall, man. You know what I mean? And I'm short. So I get to like put my hand up. You guys at home, you don't see it, but just trust me. It's the closest I've ever been to like a courtside.
I tell people all the time, I said I'm the closest thing that you probably would meet to an NFL lineman. For you guys at home, you guys listening to this, I'm 6'6", okay, 330 pounds of all man, okay. I am legitly the closest thing you would meet, and I used to be a football player, and gaming is my other passion. So I gave up kind of football to kind of do more family-oriented things, and gaming, I'm able to be at home, and my kids love gaming. So I mean, it's just one of those things that brings us closer together as well.
Absolutely, man. That's one of the coolest things too, because when we were in high school, you were a senior, I think, or a junior or senior, but you were definitely playing varsity when I was there. And man, the one coolest part about you, dude, is that you had such a great personality.
Thanks.
Like, you have size and whatnot, but you also, like, you're very humble, you're a very kind person, and somebody with your stature in high school, they definitely didn't have to be. You know what I mean? So I'm very glad that you also found another outlet where you can share your personality with everybody, man, because you're a cool dude, I'm not gonna lie.
I appreciate that, bro. You're pretty cool too, I'm not gonna lie.
Thanks,
but the thing I think that brings my personality out is the fact that I'm actually from this great city. I'm actually from Chicago. I moved to Rock Falls when I was 16 years old.
Yeah.
So I kind of brought that personality with me, because in Chicago, if you can't tell, you've been living here for X amount of, how long has it been?
I've been here for 6 or 7 years.
I was gonna say X amount of years.
Yeah.
So you've been here for a while. You see how everybody's just, for the most part, openly welcome and eager to talk to people as well, like eager to meet people.
Right.
So I mean, when I went to Rock Falls, it's a smaller town, a town of like what, 10, 15,000 people tops, and it's like when you go to that small town, everybody's gonna know each other. So it's just it's so much easier to interact with people. You know what I mean? So I have that natural personality from Chicago, that kindness, but I'm telling you right now, don't cross that line, because if I have to get dirty, I'll get dirty. You know what I mean?
I swear to God, he looks like The Rock's bodyguard. It's fucking hilarious.
I've actually been told I look like The Rock himself.
You know what? I'll go that far. I will go that far to say, oh, he hit me with the eyebrow, folks. Oh shit, that worm, that worm can wiggle. So you're here with the family. This is your first ever time at a con, correct? Just in general?
Ever.
What is your first reaction when you walked in?
Honestly, my first reaction started from the bus when I took the bus here.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing I want to say is I was like, man, like, you see so many people in cosplay and they almost look kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird. But like, once they hit the freaking front doors, once they hit the entrances, it's like, dude, their face lit up, their personalities start coming out. They just felt like, man, I'm home. I could be myself. And that's the vibe I'm getting, is that like, there's just no judgment here, and everybody's walking around being themselves, being their favorite character, being, looking at talking to their favorite artists, or doing whatever.
Yeah.
They can be themselves, and this is I love it, dude. And I'm only here for a few hours, which I'm sad about, because this is not a few-hour event. But I'm enjoying every second I can. And yeah, this is my first con. I brought the family here with me, and I'm blessed and humbled to be here, dude. Seriously, I really am.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for your time. And when I get back down to Rock Falls, we're gonna have to set up a full hour, sit down, and we'll shoot it all out. All right?
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
I'll do it live on my Twitch stream or something.
Oh, dude, we'll do it up. Absolutely. And once again, what's the Twitch stream out there? Where do the folks look you up at?
Oh God, selfless plug, right? Shameless plug. Whoopshoe_gaming at Twitch, or any social media outlet, guys. Come follow me. Whoopshoe_gaming at Twitch, though. But everything else is just Whoopshoe Gaming.
And that's Whoops, W-H, correct?
WHOOPSYOU _gaming.
Well, there you go, folks. Whoopsie Gaming and Daryl, thank you very, very much, my friend. Enjoy the con with your family. I'm gonna go check out the rest of the scene and keep the kids on a leash, man. Just make sure they're near, because you come here with one, you leave with a different, so you gotta be careful. The little girl just looked up and she got scared. She's like, what? But yeah, all right, thank you, man. Con pro tip. If you're gonna wear something that's like an oversized mask and heels, just don't. Big ass floppy Halloween masks and heels do not mix at all. You will fall, you will need a helper, and you will make me laugh so goddamn hard. So I was looking around for my buddy Jerome, and I probably found 15 of his fucking doppelgangers. And then I finally hear from him, and he's like, hey, I'm at this panel, come check it out, woo woo, we'll have a great time. So I get there, I don't know what the show is, and I don't really know anyone who's a part of it, and I already miss Roboism, and I don't know what it is, but man, I'm sure it would have been cool. There's a big ass line for something. I've been walking past it now for like 2 minutes. I should really find out what the line is for. Maybe I should be in the line. Let's find out. Hey, what are you guys waiting for?
Cody! Batman 80th anniversary.
Well, that's pretty fucking cool. All right. So yeah, never mind. It's a cool line. They're waiting for the Batman 80th anniversary panel. Man, oh man, ain't this some shit? Thank God the McCormick place left out some free water. The free water is pretty tasty. I gotta shut the mic off because we're about to go past all kinds of loud noises. That's one of the things about this place. You never know when just music's gonna kick off and it's gonna go from perfect spot to record to loud as shit. But it's a good time. We're here at C2E2. I'm here with Bryce. Bryce, how you feeling, man?
Oh man, it's day 2 and I'm like exhausted, but it's worth it, you know.
Are you here for? Did you get a 3-day pass?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you a Chicagoan or are you from out of town?
I'm like hour and a half south of here, so.
Right on, man. What part?
Marseilles, Illinois.
Right on, dude. So is this your first time coming to a con, or you been here before?
No, I've been here before. This is my 4th time here. It's like the best weekend to be in Chicago, man.
A lot of money.
Oh
yeah. What do you look at when you come to the con? So what are you focused on? Are you trying to get autographs? Are you trying to meet comic book creators? What's your vibe for here?
It's kind of a combination of everything. This year, what really brought me out was, I love taking pictures with cosplayers. It's my favorite thing, and seeing the effort some people put into this stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and then the lead singer of Megadeth was actually here, Dave Mustaine, and he was doing free autographs.
What?
Yeah, so I got his autograph sitting up in my hotel room right now.
That's beautiful, man.
But
it's beautiful.
Originally, I was going to come out for like Nolan North and everything, but that was way too expensive.
Man.
Nolan North, James Arnold Taylor, they're all great voice actors. I wanted to be a voice actor for a long time. And it's just one of those things where it's like you get to meet these industry professionals that they have the inside track on what's going on, you know?
Oh yeah, I gotta ask, man, Marvel or DC?
Marvel all the way.
Is that because of MCU or just because of beforehand?
It's a combination of the MCU. I think Marvel puts out better comics and movies. DC's got them beat in TV shows and games.
Hands down. I'll give you that.
But the Arkham trilogy is probably one of the best games I've ever played. Spider-Man PS4 was good.
Oh yeah.
So Marvel really got their shit together with that.
Yeah,
but
they cleaned it up.
Yeah. But yeah, it did. It's Marvel all the way.
Right on, man. Well, you enjoy your con, and thank you very much for 2 minutes. I appreciate you. Right on. All right, guys, got a very special guest. I'm here with Dr. Strange himself, Mr. Ian Hurley. How you feeling, buddy?
Great. How about yourself?
Not bad at all. How many cons you been to?
Oh, man. At least 11, 12 at this point.
11 or 12? So your first one, you were what? How old do you think?
Oh, shit. How's profanity on this?
Oh, it's fine, man.
Fine?
It's
all
fine.
Right.
Fucking go for it.
Perfect. Dr. Strange is a bit of a sailor's mouth these days.
It happens.
Yeah, I'd say probably about 13. 12 or 13,
Did your parents take you, or did you go with some friends?
Friends.
There you go. You're away from the folks. You get to branch out.
Oh, yeah.
So did you find yourself at a con? Or were you always just a nerd at heart?
Nerd at heart, and then cons kind of, in a strange way, you get to kind of meet your people. It's kind of pilgrimage that year.
So how many years in until you started dressing up?
Ooh, I'd say it started getting serious around 16, 17.
16, 17?
Yeah. So like after my 3rd or 4th, it's like so many people would just go all out, and it's an inspiration in a lot of ways. So it's like, why not? If it's going to be a holiday, might as well make it adult Halloween, you know?
Absolutely, man. What a beautiful way to look at it. What a beautiful way to look at it. I've never thought of it as adult Halloween. So you've obviously dressed up in multiple cons. So what was the most elaborate costume cosplay you had?
Well, actually, this Doctor Strange one, I bit off a bit more than I could chew originally because I have no sewing skills whatsoever.
Oh,
so
wow.
This was all hand stitched, and we used
beautiful.
Quilting stuff, and so I mean, you can really start to get into the
higher price range.
Higher price range, yes. At least $400 worth of fabric on this guy. So
Did you ever have to do a little DIY on it?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah?
For sure. It's really interesting, and the fun part about it really is there's no instruction manual. So you've got to take, the stills of the movies and really kind of every movie. Doctor Strange is a perfect example because the cloak, of levitation, looks different in a lot of different scenes in the same movie.
Interesting. I'm going to have to go back and double check that.
Yeah,
that's pretty interesting.
It's my own variation on it, but the one thing that's the crown jewel of this whole costume, I got the original fabric for the interior.
Oh,
so
wow.
this design came from the same costume designer that I originally worked with.
Hi, how you doing? Well, right on. Well, thank you very much for your time, my friend. Enjoy the rest of the con, all right?
Yeah, you as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Man, I wish y'all could have seen his costume. That was beautiful. The inside liner, he wasn't joking. It was fan-fucking-tastic. Man, oh man, we are having a blast here at C2E2. Nerds young and old all getting together, meeting up, talking, shooting the proverbial shit over their favorite pop culture references. It's fantastic. You don't even need to wear a costume, but some are wearing them, man, and they're wearing the fuck out of them. I'm heading over right now to go check out the Chicago Podcast Unite. We're going to do a little pop-up podcasting. We're going to see what people are up to. And if you've never been to one of these, you got to just get out and do it. It's like $35 on a cheap day. You'll end up spending $2,000. Fucking, we got the whole Cobra Kai walking past us right now. Where the fuck are you going to get Cobra Kai walking past fucking half of the goddamn Teen Titans? Like, it's just a beautiful time to be alive. I'm sure the audio is just horrendous, but where else are you going to see Valkyrie and Hela just walking side by side, giggling and sharing a fucking churro? Where else are you going to find that kind of? Nowhere else besides C2E2. I wish I had the confidence of some of these people to wear their stuff. It's just out fucking rageous. One of the things I love the most about C2E2 is how much everything fucking costs. Let's talk about that for a second. Dear Christ. Fun to visit, guys, but good lord, you're going to put anything into it, you're really going to have to fucking pinch a penny or two. We found a little spot to get to know our new buddy Zane. Zane, how you feeling today, bud?
Great.
So, you are getting ready to launch your new comic. You just had a very successful, which one did you do for that? Did you do Indiegogo or you did?
It was Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
We've done 2 Kickstarters now.
Nice. Well, tell us about the book a little bit.
Okay, so Righteous is about a greedy corporate analyst who contracts a supernatural disease that forces him to help others and not make money for himself anymore.
Now, when you came to this realization for your plot, do you remember the moment, or did it take time? Were you developing over time?
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so yeah, I kind of do remember the moment because it was during 2016, and Bernie Sanders, right, is running for president, and I'm looking at all the old video footage of him in Congress, like in the 80s, like pounding his fist on the table, being upset with everybody, like, why aren't we just doing this? This will help people. This will be a helpful thing. And it kind of hit me like, well, what if everybody just suddenly woke up wanting to help each other? What would the world look like? And if every single person in the world suddenly woke up wanting to help each other, like, the CEO of Walmart would want to feed the hungry of the world, and the president would want to, help anybody
right.
who's, like the homeless people or whatever, right? So like our world would change just like that. And so then I started thinking, like, okay, that would be a cool story, except that there would be no conflict. All of a sudden, everything would just be kind of utopian. And when I had that realization, I went, well, I want to get there in a story. So how can I get there? I should create one guy who wakes up one day committed to helping others and follow his journey and all the things that kind of go wrong in his experience. Because, of course, if you just want to help people and not make money for yourself, you're now completely incompatible with society. So you're going to lose your job. You're going to probably lose your standard of living, your life. And so, where do you go from there, and what is that going to look like?
Big changes trying to be a good person, right?
Right, exactly.
All the things you actually have to throw to the side. Man, that's amazing, because you mentioned the the CEO of Walmart, for example, and in my head I was like, man, what a big position. And then you stop and you remember, there's all these times where food's expired over a day and we just throw it out, and like no one's allowed to touch it. And like if there's not getting a profit made, then we have to move on to the next consumer.
Right.
So that's very interesting, man. So how long has the project been going now that we have we have 2 issues, right? 2 books out?
2 books. So it's actually 10 issues, 10 chapters. Volume 1 is the first 5, and Volume 2 is the next 5. And so I started that in 2016 because when I was struck with that idea, I had to run with it. And probably within 1 week of having come up with the idea, I was already hiring my artist.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and so I was writing it and I was hiring him. It was just like as fast as possible. And I'd never written a comic before, so I really didn't know what I was doing necessarily.
So growing up, were you ever into comics growing up, or was this something completely organic when you had the thought, you were like, let's go with an illustrated book for this story?
Well, I did. I was into comics growing up for sure. And
DC or Marvel?
Marvel. I was a Marvel guy. So, and
Yeah.
I was Spider-Man because, I was a geeky nerd kid, and that was me. I got to be Peter Parker in my head. So anyway, then, the idea for doing it, though, as a comic also spawns from the fact that, I could write a novel, right? But who's going to read my novel? Everybody's going to be like, I don't have time for that, right? But here, read this comic book. It takes 5 minutes to read a comic book. It is the fastest medium to get a story. It's faster than a movie. It's faster than a TV show. It's faster than a novel because you could just zip right through, see the imagery, read the dialogue, and you're on to the next scene. So it is the easiest way for us to actually consume entertainment.
Now, with this story, is there a lot of you in the book, or did you try to separate who you are personally from your main character?
I would say that, there is quite a bit of me in the main character, but, I think like most authors say, that all the characters are me, are variations of me.
Your past in the business world, does that influence your story as well, your experiences that you've had there?
Absolutely. And, I was a video game producer. So as a video game producer, I was definitely with the corporate world, and I was doing that for 20 years. So I'm working with, big companies like Microsoft or whatever. So I really understood and saw how that corporate world worked and what it did to people and how it kind of sucked their will to live. And
Right.
and so also because it was the video game industry, I was used to working with artists, talented artists and writers and the whole gamut and understanding and being able to critique them, bringing in their work and sending it back. So it translated fairly well. Even though I had never done comics before, I actually hired a comic editor from the industry, Christy Yant, who helped me write my first issue and really solidified the rules and my understanding of the language of comics.
Now, we were talking earlier, the art style of your book, Righteous. Now, once you finally got to see it on the page, was that just the most beautiful feeling in the world after putting all of your heart and soul into it?
Oh, absolutely, and it's still that way. I mean, we're around 260 pages at this point. We're working on chapter 11 right now. Every time I get a new page, I have a little thrill moment where I get to see this concept come to life.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. You have 2 books set. Where can the folks find the book? Where can they find out more about you and this whole realm that you're creating?
So righteouscomic.com is probably the best place to start. I've just started a Patreon, so I think right now I have 0 subscribers. So somebody can be my first subscriber.
We'll definitely be your first subscriber, my friend. I guarantee it.
Yes, nice. So that's probably the best way. But and I also post a lot of the pages online for free, so people can get familiar with the book. So because getting the story out there is the most important thing.
Absolutely. Now, we're here at C2E2. Is this your first con?
Oh, no, I've been going to lots of cons. And, this one I don't actually have a table, but on many of the ones that I get a table. And it really goes over well. People have their eyes light up when I explain it's a greedy guy who can't make money for himself. It's like, ooh, this guy gets what he deserves, right? There's that excitement over that. But what's even better about that is that not only does he quote unquote get what he deserves, but he actually gets to be a wonderful, good person, and he gets to find out how rewarding that actually is.
Now, Mike, one more question real quick, Zane. When it comes down to it, how did you make that transition? Was there something in your life that you just woke up from, like a haze or something, to where now you aren't this corporate business person, but you're telling a story completely against what you set out in one profession to do? So is there a story there?
Absolutely. So I grew up in a science-based family. My grandfather, a chemist, my father and my uncle were electrical engineers, and so we believed in science, and we believed in capitalism at its core as the best possible way for us to survive on this planet. And so when I had an ayahuasca experience about 5 or 6 years ago, and that changed absolutely everything. So I question now all aspects of that. Science just understands a portion of what's really going on. Capitalism, maybe it's not the best system for humanity. So that once that happened, then I just started questioning everything.
Yeah, you came out of your cocoon a little bit when
Exactly.
you. Well, that's awesome, man. Well, I wish you all the luck in the world with this book. I can't wait to dive deep into it. And once again, the book, folks, is called Righteous. You can find it on social medias, I'm assuming, Facebook, Twitter,
Yeah, Righteous
all that
Comic.
good stuff. Righteous Comic it is. Zane, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoy the con, man. This has been an absolute pleasure getting to meet you.
Absolutely. Me too. Thanks so much for having me.
Awesome. Right, I'm here with series regular. It was guest appearance, but now it's series regular. Mr. Jerome Green. Jerome, how you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling pretty damn good, man. Pretty damn good. Cannot and will not complain.
What's this, day 2 for you?
Yes, day 2. Yes.
And how much money have you spent so far?
Believe it or not, I haven't spent that much money. I've only spent maybe $250 so far.
Well, that's actually fair. That's not that bad. I was expecting way more than that.
Well, yeah, last year I spent almost $600.
Easily. Easily. You didn't have enough fucking arms to carry your shit out.
I did not. I actually ended up taking me a lift home. So, yeah. Before that, I ordered me some Harold's Chicken. And then I took the lift home.
Ooh, shout out to Harold's Chicken. Other than that, man, so what year is this for you? What year is this mark?
This is my 9th year. I have been to every single one of these except for the very first one. The only reason I didn't go to the first one is because I didn't know about it.
That happens, man. I think that's how I came to find it as well, man. Just word of mouth. So, this is day 2 for you. You got one more day tomorrow. Are you buying everything you want now, or are you waiting until tomorrow? Don't lie to the folks at home. The best deals are on Sunday.
Honestly, the best deals are on Sunday, but I don't mind getting my stuff right now because you never know if the stuff is still going to be there on Sunday.
It's very true, very true. I wasn't expecting to spend a dime, and now I'm holding a fucking bag of paper. That's all it is, just damn paper. But they're beautiful prints.
Well, technically, if you think about it, that's all. You can say that about art, just any art. Art is technically paper, but it's what's on the paper that's what matters. Paper, there are so many things that go on paper. The Declaration of Independence is on paper, but it's what's on the paper, so, yeah.
Well, my paper's less historically important. Significance is a little less. But, Diagon Alley and Forbidden Forest, what are you going to do? Get yourself some prints. Other than that, man, what are you doing tonight? What's your C2E2 after party plan?
Of course, I'm actually going to the cosplay after dark party that they have outside the main stage here. And then, of course, going to get into some stuff that's in the hotel lobby. Going to do some stuff like that. And I don't know, wherever the wind takes me.
The hotel lobby. Love the sound of it. What'd you guys do last night for the after party?
Shit, I ain't do nothing really. Actually, no. Actually, I did some karaoke. I did some karaoke here. So
you can do everything here, man. This is amazing.
Yeah, yes it is. Yes it is. I really love it here. I love this place. I love this con, and I love it. It makes me feel right at home.
Well, we are about to enter into the cannabis portion of the show. We are going to the cannabis, the legalization of marijuana in American. Listen to me, fucking up everything, dude. I'm so beat. America, ka. All right, man. Oh yeah, see the dude in the red hoodie? That's the guy who's running the show. He's a cool dude. All right, folks, we'll catch back up with you.
When did you let it, right? Yeah, trust me, I got this. Hey everybody, I hope you have enjoyed the episode so far. I'm kicking back with my Sean boy and my best pal Lucy, and we are going to do a little bit of tarot card real quick. I want to give a shout out to Whoops You Gaming for the interview earlier. Appreciate you, Daryl. And I'd also like to give a shout out to Zane for his Righteous Comic interview. It was fucking dope, and everybody else who joined us this episode. Folks, I know it's been a minute, but I'm glad we're back on track. And real quick, we're going to do a little tarot card reading with my buddy Lucy. You excited?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah?
We're gonna do this.
All right,
I'm
let's knock it
so
out.
excited.
All right.
I'm feeling really drawn, first of all, to have you just play around with this deck. Keep it upright. I don't read reversed cards, so don't flip them.
Okay.
But like, man, have the time of your life. Like, shuffle
All right,
those things
cool.
up, infuse them with Tyler energy, if you will.
Giving it all the Tyler energy I got.
Good.
Folks, just so you know at home, we are doing this way past the witching hour. It's about 5 a.m. on a Monday because you know how it is. We're out here, man. We're just searching for the devil, you know? We'll see what the cards read.
Right. Who cares that I work tomorrow morning?
Oh, you work today morning?
I work today morning.
What time do you have to go to work? It's 5 a.m.
I have to leave at 9. I've got about 4 hours.
You got 4 hours, so we
Yeah.
got to make this quick.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, that
It's-
card didn't flip.
It's all good. No, I mean, like, you do your thing.
All right, we're going to see how accurate everything falls.
So a cool thing about tarot readings is it's the idea that you have already put all your energy in place as a human being, and anything you align to at this point in your life is the byproduct of the things that you have set forth in your life. So you are just literally aligning to the words that I will say to you. So that's cool, right? And the second thing is that I'm like taking conscious note that I'm like a part of a collective reading right now. So like, I just want to say to anybody who's listening that it would be really cool and it would make sense that if you hear parts of this reading that like it resonates with something that you've been like asking.
Absolutely. This isn't just for me myself, folks. This is a high and hello reading.
Totally. I mean, like,
This is for all of us. Let's see how the cards fall.
yeah, collective energies are a thing. We're all part of our own little collective groups, and the followers of High and Hello have to be a collective energy. It would only make sense. It's a specific type of person who finds this kind of shit fucking awesome. So, I'm gonna start the reading.
Here we go.
Yeah, since, you know, it's on audio only, I will explain it as I always do, but it'll make it easier for people to understand. This is the Celtic Cross reading. I take a modification on it a little bit because I like literary stuff, and I think it's easier to explain people where they're at in life through the story of their lives. So all the card placements I use, so we have the main card, it's going to be, I'll explain it again in a second, but the main card is like the main character, the main theme of your life right now, what's going on. There'll be a block, the conflict, you know, man versus nature, that kind of thing. There will be your past, present, and future. These are the chapters within the section of the story of this life, the thing you're in at life right now. And then there will be like the foundational subconscious reason that the author of your life is writing this chapter. And then you'll get a little bit of advice.
Heavy shit, folks. So for what it's worth, for all you listening, we have 8 cards on the table now that are placed precariously. How do you say that at this time of night? Morning. Precariously? I can't. I'm Southern.
That's the 5
I'm actually
a.m.
not. Northwestern boy. All right, let's get this rolling.
I'll try to go quickly, but
Take your time.
Okay, so I'll flip them all. Okay. Whew. All right. Okay, so the main character is the Two of Wands. You're looking out, like, it's the idea of having vision towards your future and, like, what do you want to do with your life and this whole world, this, like, you're standing on a platform looking at the path before you and you're holding, like, a globe in your hand and you are thinking about, like, what is life? Where am I going? Where are my passions leading me? Because it's Wands. The block is having like kind of been through like a war or something difficult in your life previously, where you're kind of like picking up the pieces and you're like, oh, I did that, but at what cost? So like kind of, I guess the block with that card would be like just dealing with the like kind of the mental grief and like difficulty around having been through a time where like you really had to like face some shit and you hope you made the right choices, but like there was loss.
Yeah, something we can all relate to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it would make sense that that's like blocking your ability to see out into the world and to like make plans for your future, because like, damn, I don't know, that's a thing you just went through.
Regret and fear, holds you back. I hear you.
But your recent past, though, it looks like it was a time of like kind of relishing in like the love and emotion around family and ancestral patterns and what has been handed down to you from the past. So like, that's a positive card, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing to have recently transitioned it through. But your present card is the Death card. So like, it looks like something like this idea of like having recently like looked through the past and gone through this transition is now leading to like a really intense time in your life where a lot of things no longer happen or exist for you. It could be this ancestral past and like family and all that good stuff. But there's a death. There's a passing in your life or something where like the way things have been once are no longer the way they are. You're having to like let go of a part of yourself. Death doesn't have to actually define what it is. It can be the loss of something that could be holding you back, Absolutely. And honestly, like, yeah, totally. Yeah, it's a time in it's just like, it's a passing of a chapter. And since you have, like you said, the block was the like letting go or the dealing with the regret and the difficulty and the byproduct of having to fight through a period of time, it would make sense, and it would be a good sign to have the Death card show up in that case. Since it's your block, it's a matter of whether or not you're willing to look at it as a positive death, because like the Death card is like one of those cards people who don't like tarot look at and be like, oh my god, I don't want the Death card to show up, that would be terrible. But like, it's a positive card, because death is just change, and death is just like creation, happening on the other side. And your King of Pentacles is showing up in your future, which is great because it's showing that like, this ancestral stuff, this radical change and moving on to a new life pattern is going to result in the King of Pentacles, like the master of your realm, the like having your shit figured out and like being able to like sit on a throne and be like, yes, I am the master of my physical reality. So, are we good? Or is there something?
No, you are absolutely fine. Continue.
Okay, cool. Sorry, there was stuff going on.
So I do apologize, though. So, a quick one-sentence wrap of the King of Pentacles one last time.
He's a king, so he's like, sorry, this is maybe longer than you asked for.
No, you are completely fine. We're good on time. Don't sweat it.
He is, he's sitting on his throne. He's the king. He's sovereign. He sees all within his realm, and he is the sign of Pentacles. And Pentacles is earthly things, it's monetary goals, it's your home and house, it's what you do physically, it's a physical realm. So, going through this transition, dreaming about the world, having been through some shit, and the Death card is going to lead you into the King of Pentacles. Like, damn, that was worth it, I figured it out, it's leading you to a really good thing. And the subconscious, like I said, the reason the author is writing these chapters right now is the King of Swords, which is another sovereign ruler of his realm. But the swords is around your mental abilities, your communication, your thoughts. And so, like, it's a matter of, like, learning the process of mastering your thoughts and being in control of, like, your mental realm of life that will help you through this transition and lead you to having a physical mastery of your life. And it looks like your advice is the Hierophant and the King of Wands, so it's like saying like structure and order is good right now, being a part of a system is good right now, and then just like embracing all your passions. It's another King of Wands. It's another king. It's the King of Wands. So it's the influence of like putting a lot of this structure and institution, and like divine intervention in a masculine way, like a kind of a masculine god kind of vibe.
Right.
Yeah. With your passions, and you have 3 kings here, which is fucking awesome because like I said, they're the kings of their suit. They're the masters of, like, you have the swords, the subconscious reason for all this, mental mastery. You're gonna end up in some like really good physical mastery of your, like, you're not gonna like, hopefully you're not gonna be worrying about money and your home and your like stability. Like, this is all leading to like good on that. And then the advice is to do all of this through a structure that honors your passions in a mastery sort of way.
Now, remember, folks, when, excuse me, when she's saying all this with these yours, don't forget, this reading is for all of us. So this reading is how it's fucking landing for every single one of you listening. Now, here's the deal. We have to remember, we did see the death card, and that could scare a lot of us away. But here's the deal. At the end of the day, there's something within every single one of us, some vice, something we're holding on to, something we need to let go of in each and every one of you. So when you see this death card fall on for you, I'm not trying to sit here and be a skeptic or anything, but after you hear that, we shuffled them up real good. I'm just saying. I know it's 5 a.m. Sean Boy's crashed the fuck out in the corner, but here's the deal. We just shuffled that shit to fuck, and here's the deal. Death card lands, we still got 3 kings on the board.
Yes.
Y'all got a couple extra lives out there. Take advantage of them. I know you're all listening to this right now. I hope you're getting psyched up. But here's the deal. While I got you real fast, I'm a little selfish. So we're going to shuffle this shit real quick. And can I get one just specifically to me?
Yes,
if that's cool?
yes. I'm sorry if that wasn't
No, this was absolutely perfect. And I loved it for the segment.
Okay.
But if you don't mind, would you mind doing a quick one directly to me?
Can I summarize? Can I say this in like
Absolutely.
2 sentences?
Would you
real
like
quick?
me to leave exactly how
real
they
quick?
were?
So like the general lesson of this reading is like take the beauty of the past, allow yourself to transition out of the past and into what you are now, and dare to dream about your futures and don't worry about the fact that you have had losses and regret, because that's just only blocking you from moving beyond it. And know that being the master of your thoughts and really like taking your mental self like as a priority will only result in like mastery and structure and everything that you want out of life. So that's kind of like what this read was saying.
That's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Guys, we had a great one. And you know what? This is going to be the first of many different reads we get on here. Oh, that was interesting sound. All right. For real, though, I got a few other people that want to do some reads, and you know what? We never know. We might end up getting a lot of the same shit over and over, and we'll find out. Well, I ain't no skeptic, I fucking like to believe in shit. I was a Disney kid, so, I got magic in my blood. I was a Harry Potter kid. I remember when they banned the books. I was in school when that shit happened. I was like, books are banned? I gotta read this shit. Never did. Watched the movies, took the AR test, got hella points. Hella points.
Oh, the AR test?
Oh, yeah. You remember Accelerated
Yeah,
Reading?
oh my god. I would like read the longest books to get the most points. Like Dr. Dolittle. That was a
Dr.
That was
Dolittle?
no. Yeah, maybe. I think that's it. I think that was a fucking long book.
Yeah,
I think
did you read it before Eddie Murphy?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
shit.
I mean, I think it's what I'm thinking of. It was some like animal guy traveling the world.
Hey, not saying shit, but real quick, since I already said 1.5 million times where I'm from, quick shout out, not saying anything specific, but the Manlius Princeton region. Quick shout out.
Yeah, oh yeah, small town.
It's a small farm town,
beautiful
but
world.
they throw a kick-ass festival.
And
I'm
they
sure.
work fucking hard.
They work hard as fuck.
Oh my god,
Isn't it weird
small
to
town
think about
humans,
that?
hardest workers. They should be rich
I remember
for how hard
I
they
was
work.
I was in Manlius, Illinois, okay, while you're doing some shuffling real fast.
Oh, sure.
You know Manlius, Illinois, I'm sure. It's
Yes.
not terribly far from Princeton.
Yeah,
Very small.
I do.
Very small. It's got like a gas tank that looks like a watermelon. I'll never forget it. And they also got a fucking windmill. That's pretty important in a small town.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
whole Beer Valley was funded by their windmill.
I hung out with some kids from that area. It was my cousins and a few of their buddies. And the thing they did in town was go to the one bar, go up to the quarter machine that sold condoms for $0.25, okay? And they would fucking fill it up a little bit with milk and leave it on people's cars.
What?
That was what they did for fun on a Saturday. I was like 10 years old running around
such a bummer.
Manlius, Illinois, putting condoms filled with milk
You did
on
it?
cars.
You were
Fuck yeah,
part
I
of
did
it?
it.
Okay.
I bought them. I brought $1. I asked for quarters.
You heard what
I
they
told
were
her I
up
was
to,
gonna
and you
do-
were like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta be a part of
Oh
that.
yeah, that's the kind of lowbrow shit I was into.
No, I
All
mean
right,
like,
let me do a few shuffles, right?
oh yeah.
Whenever you're ready,
absolutely.
I will cut
Yeah.
the deck. And guys, thank you so much once again for kicking it with me on this C2E2 weekend. I know that I'm not going to upload this for a fucking hot minute, and it is going to be uploaded a long time from now. But thank you guys very much. Sean Boy, do you want to say anything? Sean Boy's asleep
He's
because
out.
it's 5:20 in the morning.
Yeah.
Of course he's asleep.
Yeah, oh my God, it's light out.
C2E2 was fun. I know most of this episode is me talking about different factions of imaginary friends I saw.
Oh.
And I know it sounds weird to you because you weren't at the con, but I saw the weirdest shit. I saw like the Avengers standing around with like the Scooby-Doo gang, and they were chilling next to the Powerpuff Girls, and they're all in line to get a slice of pizza. Like, I saw all of the Bob's Burgers families.
God.
There was a group in a corner of just Bob's Burger families.
Oh my God, have you
There was
seen,
like 4 of them.
Have you seen Ready Player One?
I have.
Yeah, it sounds like
So
that, where it's just like
crazy.
be whatever character you want.
Have
and,
you
like,
never been to a con?
No.
Oh my gosh, you
no,
have to
I
go with
haven't.
me.
I know, I really want to go sometime.
August is Wizard World, and that's the coolest one to go to. Granted, hear me out, it is in Rosemont, which is over next to O'Hare, but they have really cheap deals on hotels, and if you even get like a Thursday to Friday night stay, dude, it's so much fun. But Wizard World's the shit. That's like the official Comic-Con.
Yeah, I know Rosemont
You're good on this.
Rosemont must have some kind of venue because like every time I look up shows and stuff, like,
I think it's just like Rosemont Center or something. There is a big giant place across from
there's
Hilton.
like there's just like a lot of times like I'll look up tickets and there'll be bands playing in Rosemont. I'm like, where the fuck is Rosemont?
You know what's really cool though? Rosemont, shout out, has an indoor skydiving place, and they also have a really, really nice skating rink, and they have some decent like bar. Like it's like a cool little. It's like a Chuck E. Cheese for adults. There's like a Dave and Buster's
Oh, like a
and
Dave and
bunch
Buster's,
of bullshit.
yeah,
But yeah, there's
yeah.
a bunch of bars. All right, folks, we are about to start my reading, and y'all got yours. Time for me to get mine. Let's go for it.
Okay, it's the same spread. So like I'm gonna start. This is the main character, the main theme, like kind of where you're at in your story of life. I'm gonna just go ahead and flip all the cards real quick because that'll give me more rapid understanding. Okay, this is interesting.
Ooh, this is very interesting.
Yeah. And it's cool because I already feel how it was kind of connecting to the like group reading. And the things that you had to share about the group meeting. So like
you guys got away easy.
Okay, no, it's like it's still a really positive reading. Like I tell people there are 78. I think there's 78. There's a lot of cards.
78 cards? I was going to ask you that. How many cards was there?
I think it's 78. I mean, it's like a normal deck of cards.
And you said this is a Catholic what? Or how did you describe
A Celtic.
A Celtic.
A Celtic cross, yeah.
Celtic cross, okay.
So, but, like, you know, I interpret it a little bit differently. So, anyway, your main theme is cool. It's the 3 of Cups. Cups are the suit of, like, emotions and creativity and, like, you know, emotional fulfillment. 3, it's a very celebratory card. You're with your community. You're like having a good time. You're all feeling like look where we're all at, guys. Like we're doing good. Like it's a good community fulfillment celebratory card. So like that's a really cool thing. That's a good sign.
Life's gravy.
Yeah, totally. And the devil over here in your past is kind of like saying that maybe you've been through a time where like you were bound by something of the material world in some sense. It's not always a bad card because like, you know, we have like our associations around the devil. Like there's been times I've had the devil card that shows up and it's like, hey, you need to be more sexually liberated. And like, that's a positive. But
Hey, I'm married. Bite your tongue, ma'am.
No, I'm just saying, but in this case, just
Right.
to like clear the assumptions around the devil card, it's like, it's multifaceted. So I'm feeling here though, it's coming out of a period of time of being bound by like something material, be it like money or, you know, drugs, sex, rock and roll, like
SDR.
Yeah, exactly. Something of the earthly realm that kind of had you bound. And this card can mean anxieties, and fears, and you know all that stuff. So like in this case, I'm kind of feeling out it was like a heavier version of the devil, and that there was some shit you were working through. But like, you know, like I said, main theme, celebratory time now for all of this, and you're moving into the judgment card, which can be like a call to action. It can be like a time of like literal judgment, like thinking over these things. It can be a rebirth card. Like it's these cards. The Rider-Waite depiction of judgment is the the calling that Christians believe in, where, you know, you've died and all of a sudden it's the end of the world and the trumpets are blowing and you're being raised from the grave and it's time for heaven. So, like, it's time for the judgment, you know? So, like,
The Dark Knight Rises.
yeah, totally. So, and it makes sense if you're coming out of the devil. So, like,
Right.
yeah, time of, like, you know, like, looking at that shit, figuring it out, like, deciding what are you being called to, like...
Face my sin.
Yeah, totally.
I get you.
Is that making some sense for you
Totally.
so far? Okay. Like I said, though, like, this is all happening in the backdrop of, like, friendship and celebration and, like, you know, so, like, it's cool that that's the main theme that's carrying all of this. Your foundation for this and the reason kind of why this is unfolding, whether you realize it's leading to it or not, is the card that showed up in the last reading, the Two of Wands, so that, like, there is at the heart of everything you're going through is, like, a desire to, like, think about your passions, look out into the world, decide what's next, and, like, you know, have a visionary perspective on what you're going to be doing. Well, you hold the world in your hands kind of card. So, you know, and it makes sense, like, if that's going through, like, the devil and the judgment card, like, you can't expect somebody to just, like, be born and then jump into the Two of Wands and be like, it's time to be wise and look into the future. Like, you gotta go through the devil and the judgment card. Like, it's human and it's a part of the fucking journey. So, like, no judgment on that. Yeah, LOL, judgment card.
Right.
You know, but, like, it's a thing. And, like, and the reason you're going through it, since this is the foundational card, is out of a deeper purpose of, like, looking onto the world and, like, fulfilling your desires. So, like, it's not bad that you have these processes. And so this is all leading, especially probably after this reading and stuff, like, the Hermit card is next. It's the, like, Led Zeppelin cover, like, card for an album. It's cool art, y'all. Anyway.
It's dope.
Yeah, Stairway to Heaven type shit. Anyway. So the Hermit, so, like, time of, like, introspection, going within, finding the light within, like, whether or not you, like, are physically really disconnecting, it helps to physically disconnect from things in your life to honor the Hermit card. Like, if you realize, you know, like, people have so much FOMO, you know, they want to miss out on things, and it's like, it can't, or they, like, are busy, and it's really hard to, like, honor this card sometimes. But, like, the idea of, like, especially with the story arc, that you're, like, the devil, the judgment, and then following that up with a time of introspection and, like, tucking away from things a little bit and, like, you know, finding the light within and, like, making peace with, like, being the hermit, you know? Like, that's a pretty powerful card, and these are actually, you have a lot of major arcana in this read, which is always, like, just a thing that points out the fact that these are intense energies and intense patterns that you're going through and not just kind of like day-to-day kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So, and the block, and it makes so much sense because the Hermit's coming up. Your block is the Moon card, and the Moon's kind of like illuminating the darkness, seeking the introspective, like learning the subconscious of what's going on in your reality, like really going within. It can represent anxieties and illusion, which I do think is kind of just part of the process of like really diving into your subconscious, because you're gonna confront those things. So the block really, that's like kind of keeping you from manifesting the best in this reading, and the like, it's not keeping you from being the Two of Wands who's like envisioning the future. It's just the block and the lesson along the way, because you don't want to look at your blocks negatively either. It's just the thing. It's, you know, it's really powerful if you can look at a period of time in your life and be like, oh, what I need to work on right now is this, you know, like it's just good awareness around a lesson. So like you're gonna, if you choose to, you can develop a deeper understanding of your subconscious and the things affecting your conscious reality by deeply understanding your subconscious reality. And like I said, your future card is the Hermit, which is a perfect pairing to that, because like taking the time to like be introspective and like really think about your shit, you know, is like, it's illuminating the subconscious. It's the Moon card. So the cool thing is your advice is to believe in a new beginning, and to believe that, like, you know, you are transitioning out of the devil and into the judgment and eventually this hermit time, and that you're really going to facilitate this process by just even allowing the idea that a new beginning would be on the horizon.
Right.
We like keep ourselves in the same patterns by not allowing the belief of a difference happening, because different things cannot happen in your life, and you cannot evolve beyond where you're at if you don't believe it's possible. Like, sometimes shit will happen and you will anyways, but like, if you want to have the conscious ability to change your life, you have to be able to allow the idea that a new beginning is like on the horizon. So so that's your advice card, is to like allow there to be a rebirth and allow there to be hope and allow there to be inspiration. And it's with the influence of the Queen of Pentacles, so just like approaching your physical reality with patience and love and compassion, and allowing things to grow in their own time, and just kind of being the motherly energy and nurturer of like the things you want to bring about in your life. Yeah.
That's fucking great. I'm in.
Cool.
That's awesome, because by the time we hit Devil, I was like, oh shit. Then we hit Judgment, and I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
But like, when you actually stop and you know, put every step together, that's a decent path.
Yeah, you gotta get the whole story, because if you only have a piece of the story, then you freak the fuck out.
I am glad you are good at explaining this.
You're welcome.
I am so happy, and I hope the listeners are as well, because both of these have been like beautiful narratives, whether like no matter how the cards felt. Like you said, there's what, 78 cards?
78, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they could have told a very different story. There could have been some like fucking miserable cards in these.
Yeah,
and, like,
this could have gone however. You know?
And those shitty cards do come up when I read through, like, for readings for people who are going through some really hard shit. Like, they will come up. Like, so, you know, this is cool. This is good.
I'm a fan. Folks, I hope you all have had a fantastic time. Once again, let's give it up for Whoops You Gaming. Let's give it up for my buddy Zane with his comic Righteous. Let's give it up for everybody who's here. And once again, a special fucking round of applause at home for our friend and my friend and everyone's friend, Lucy. Thank you so much
You're
for these
welcome.
readings.
This has been really fun. I haven't done them in a long time.
This was great.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think I'm going to fucking take what I learned from The Hermit and fucking take some time to reflect for a minute.
Oh my god, everybody should.
Take
Yeah.
a little time off from the show, honestly, because
Sean Boy.
Sean Boy woke up. Sean Boy hit the wall. Anyways, I think I'm gonna take a little time, but when I come back, I will be better than ever.
Absolutely.
And folks, take what you heard from your reading and fucking apply it. See how it goes. It's like a workout. You never know until you start trying, you know? Alright, guys. Be kind, be good, be safe to each other. Lucy? Bye. See you guys. Bye.
Oh, señorita, llama a la policía. Bebida o tequila, loco de alegría. Oh, señorita, policía, wunderbar.